Hello YouTubies, this is King Scribe and thank you for watching this YouTube video. So it appears that we have a new doctor now, which is Jodie Whittaker. Now when I heard about this, it's something I did expect. I wasn't sure who the new doctor would be. The first time it wasn't something I was 100% sure on, but I was about 50% sure it would be either male or female, just based on the pandering that the BBC have been doing over the last year in Doctor Who, with everybody regenerating into a woman. I thought, well, obviously the Doctor is going to likely regenerate into a woman as well. And I'm of two minds of this. I am neither happy or happy about it. The problem I have is not with the fact that she is a woman, but with the fact that it's driven by something very dark and very sinister, which is politics, which is SJW pandering to a certain group of individuals who will never be happy about anything you do. In fact, already Anita Sarkeesian is saying that this is not good enough, because you can never make these people happy. They will never be pleased with whatever you've got to give them, because they're not made for that. What they're made to do is to feed on people's negativity constantly, and if all the problems were solved in the world, which they never will be, they would run out of business. So that's why they never will be happy. Now, with the Doctor being a woman, I was watching the trailer when it came on, and I saw how she was walking and all that, so I realized it was a woman just from the way she was walking, the way her feet were coming together in a certain way, and the sort of elegance of movement. But when she took off her, you know, her bloody Darth Vader kind of hoodie and looked at the TARDIS, I did not see the Doctor. I was hoping it would have been something like Phoebe, in fact, the one they requested should have been it. But when I saw this woman approach the TARDIS and take off that hoodie, I didn't see the Doctor. I saw an ideology taking over the TARDIS. What I saw was politics invading. No wonder the cloister bells were going off in the TARDIS when Peter Capaldi was regenerating, because it knew what was coming. This is not the Doctor. This is an intruder to put forward into the world politics. They'll probably have so much SJW pandering they need to do in this program to make a quota now. And this is why I'm completely against it, because the real Doctor would not be like she is. He wouldn't. I mean, if it was a real Doctor like David Tennant's Doctor, etc., he would not be doing it to justify any SJW pandering shit. It would be just to save the world, to save the girl, to just help people to be better. That's what he was about. And that's what most of the other Doctors were about too. Except for the new Doctor, which was Peter Capaldi. Now, when I was watching Peter Capaldi over the last 4 years, he's progressively got worse. In fact, he may actually be the worst Doctor who has ever been on the program. He was good at certain aspects. He was good in certain parts of the show. I did enjoy watching him. But there were giveaway lines of this SJW crap and PC pandering bollocks. The hit on, you know, Donald Trump being orange. Yeah, that's really funny. Doesn't make any sense, but you know, this is their politics being put on to this program, which is mostly the media politics. And then the throwaway line of Trump being comparable to sewage, because you know Trump has killed a load of people, hasn't he? Really, you know, unlike Hitler, etc. I mean, Trump is one of the worst people ever to live, and this is you know, their own ideology being put on the program. This is not necessarily the belief system of everybody who's watching this program. So we don't appreciate having your politics inflicted onto us constantly and over the last 4 years. So I can only imagine how bad it's fucking going to get with a feminist in the TARDIS, which she actually mentioned. She said, I'm a feminist, a woman, and a human. That was one of the first sentences of what it was like to be the Doctor. She's a feminist. Great. So we have a look at the feminazi type of movement that was put into Doctor over the last fucking 4 years, may I say. This has been almost half a decade of feminist pandering on the show, of Clara saying to the Doctor, I'll smack you so hard you regenerate. Nice line. Constantly punching them in the fucking face. And you may wonder, why did King Scribe and the Scribe stop making videos of Doctor? Well, I got fucking fed up with the feminist Nazi movement put into Doctor Who. It's not something I personally wanted to promote into the world. I didn't want to, come on the onto a video and start making lots of Doctor Who videos and saying how wonderful it was when it wasn't. And we also saw clips of the man turning into a woman on Gallifrey. And the first thing she said was, that ego, how can you handle it? That's the last time I'm being a man. What? It makes no sense. And then we also got, Bill saying to the Doctor, I'm lesbian, All these little lines of SJW pandering and shit ruins the program. Just let me sneeze. Yeah. So I personally do not know how bad this is going to get. But we've had a year, several years where the Doctor's being punched in the face constantly by Clara. Thankfully she left. She was good at first, and then she got really bad. And then she said, later on, there's a whole universe of toxic masculinity out there to, the aliens. About testosterone, by the way. You enjoy it. It's disgusting. You're great. That's feminazi shit put into the program. And then we also have the regeneration of the Master into Missy. Now, she was good to begin with. I have to admit, I did enjoy killing one of the women on the... Not because she was a woman, but because she was pretty dark and sinister in that role. Where she was killing people in one of the first episodes we saw in a full episode. That was good. But then she started to say weird things like, am I on bath? Because she's a woman. And things like, not everybody can afford the upgrade to be a woman. And then the Doctor's saying, we should all be so lucky. Why? How is it an upgrade to be a woman? How is it downgrade to be a man? So you say in the next 5 years when the Doctor turns into a man, I suppose it's not going to happen now, is it? When you think about it, because you can't have a downgrade for a Doctor, because that would be silly now, wouldn't it? Because it's downgrading to be a man, it's an upgrade to be a woman. This is logical mathematics here at work. So you go have a woman Doctor for all time, and I think I like the idea of a woman Doctor, just as long as it's not a feminist who plays it. Simple as. But I know even if it wasn't a feminist playing it, and it was just a normal woman, the leftist spackos out there will constantly harass this woman to give away their throwaway lines, their narratives into the show, to pollute it with social justice garbage and make it bad. Whenever you put politics into a program, you start to weaken it. It stops being about the program. It stops being about the Doctor. It becomes the ideology, the political ideology that's being trying to push onto the population for whatever fucking reason. And now, is the Doctor gender fluid? What gender is he? What do we call him? Oh, it's a she. Okay. So what 72 types of genders could this person be? And is the first line of this doctor going to be, I guess this will be set up. This is easy for me to predict, right? The doctor will regenerate, and he'll probably be with another companion, and he regenerates, and then he'll say to him, "Doctor, is he okay?" And she'll turn around and say, "Did you just assume my gender?" I can see that fucking happening. Can you see that fucking happening? I can. Because their only interest is now using this as a platform for PC fucking garbage. So can you see how this is going to alienate a lot of fucking fans? Because you're being highly disrespectful. And it, you know, people say, "Oh, it's because these people are sexist." If we were sexist, we wouldn't want any women in the program. So keep the fucking women out. We want, you know, just males in Doctor Who, but that's not the case now, is it? You know, people like Riversong were good, Romana was good. We can have any kind of, all the companions were pretty good as well, except for Clara and Bill. I liked Clara originally when she was with Matt Smith, but she got pretty dull eventually, and she also got pretty violent with the Doctor, and I eventually got fucking sick and tired of it. So I basically stopped making videos about Doctor Who, and I'm seeing many of my friends on YouTube now who have said that they're sick and tired of this PC shit putting into their program, and they know what having this woman, a feminist, on the program will mean. One of the first things to say to the fans was, "Don't be scared because of my gender." That's clearly ideology. It's just somebody using it as a way to promote feminaziness onto the population. It's just not right. Would the Doctor really be like this in real life? Would he really be this bad? Would he really be trying to pollute people's minds with political ideology? I don't think so. So how can this be the Doctor? And I can guarantee that over the next, 4 or 5 years that she's going to be the Doctor, if she makes it that long, that all it's going to be is male bashing. In fact, I'm already seeing a lot of signs of this. The tabloids are calling people man babies, you know, and, you know, they should fuck off. You know, I think something like, was it Tom Baker that, no, I'm not sure it was Tom Baker or the other one. You know, that one with a funny fucking coat, the worst, one of the worst doctors who's ever been around. You know, he's always been jealous of the other doctors, and he's never been happy because he's always been classed as a shit doctor. Well, him, he said he doesn't mind if all fans leave. Yeah, because nobody liked your fucking stuff anyway. Everybody thought you were a shit doctor. That's why you're fucking up your own ass, and you don't like how the old Whovians don't like what's going on here, because they don't see the Doctor. They don't see the Doctor here. They see an invasion. The Doctor died in the last episode. The Doctor actually died though, and the last thing we are seeing is a dream between him and the first Doctor. That's more or less how I can actually see this program now. Now, I will wait around. I will wait the 4 or 5 years for the new Doctor to turn up, and hopefully this one will be better. I know we haven't seen the new Doctor yet, the female Doctor. I'll give it a chance if I can. But if it turns out to be a man-bashing episode, or any episode turns out to be, "Oh, men are fucking stupid," or "Men are dozy as fuck." I mean, just look at Peter Capaldi's Doctor, right? He was a dozy fucker who was made that way so Clara could hit him about the fucking head with things, and then people to cheer about it because this is how men are like. Yeah, they set that up. That's politics. That's actually psychological politics that are at work. They are literally fooling people. I mean, they have to build somebody up by putting somebody fucking else down. Hence, an iconic figure called Doctor Who. So, it brings up a whole new aspect. Who is the Doctor then? Doctor Who? Shall we turn it into Nurse Who, maybe? I mean, I wouldn't mind calling it Nurse Who now, because that's how I see it. But, you know, maybe I may change my mind. in the future. Maybe if I'm watching this program, I may say, that's not a bad episode. But I know for a fact that 4 or 5 years is a hell of a fucking long time. And I know in that time they'll get as much SJW shite into the program as possible. You will get lines. You will get the narratives of the SJWs and PC crowd in that show from that woman, speaking it constantly. That she'll do it because that's what she's there for. She didn't come into the Doctor she didn't come in for Doctor Who for love of Doctor Who. She didn't come into the role of Doctor Who because she thought, I really like Doctor Who. I've watched many episodes of it, and I really, really appreciate the role, and I will play it to the best of my abilities. No, she came into that program because she thought, what a lovely program to put feminazi stuff in. And then she looked at the TARDIS and said, I've conquered you. That's how she was thinking when she was walking to that TARDIS. I've conquered you now. You're mine. And the feminazis will never, ever, ever fucking be happy. Look, she's got the top iconic role, who's always been male, and she won't be happy about it. She'll never admit, maybe there's not so much toxic masculinity in the world. No, it'll just be constant man-bashing in the program. So, if it turns out I'm wrong, and if it turns out that she doesn't go around saying how bad men are and how thick men are and how utterly disgraceful she was as a man, and which is totally nasty to every single Doctor, including the first Doctor, William Hartnell, who is dead and did a tremendous work. He was actually sick when he was making the program, by the way. So if she starts, criticizing his work, there's going to be a lot of people who will be pretty annoyed with that. And you also got Patrick Charlton as well, who wasn't particularly well when he was making the program either. So I don't want to see them criticizing ex-Doctors. Yeah, these are great men of the past, great men of the Doctor's past who should be respected by the team, and that's part of the history. As long as you don't think of everyone we used to be, then that's fine, isn't it? That's what Matt Smith said. You remember when Matt Smith was actually regenerating? Well, when he regenerated into himself, he thought he was a woman at first, and he looked at the fear in his fucking eyes. He didn't realise just how bad that would have been. All the fucking hormones going off in the TARDIS, crashing the TARDIS, and we don't know what's going to fucking happen now, but it could be very good. Now, some positive things to say, and I'm finding it very difficult. It could be a delightful change. If played right by the right person, a female Doctor would work. It would be an interesting change. It would refresh the show because it would need slight changing and juggling up. Maybe a female Doctor would be pretty cool. And as long as there's no political ideologies in there, all the better it works. In fact, it could be used to bring the sexes together. How about that? Rather than divide and conquer, which is what these programs tend to do. But in retrospect, after seeing the last 4 years, after seeing the nastiness in it, the punching the Doctor in the face every single time he does something, I mean, how the Doctor can't do that. Maybe as a woman she could now. After seeing all this and the toxic lines, the political lines of how, when the aliens are trying to move in on Earth, they're saying, you think you're trying to steal all their fucking benefits, which is quite clearly in relation to the Muslim invasion of the West, the bad guys who want to kill children, who are also Doctor Who fans, mind you. Yeah. After seeing all this, I know that more of that's going to be in the program, and I think that either most of the fans are going to disappear until she's gone, or the show's going to get axed. It's one of the two. I do believe that in the first few episodes, maybe the first season, people might give it a chance, but you're risking a lot for 4 or 5 years. You will lose all the old fans, and you will lose them all for good reason. You will lose them if you put too much political garbage in. And you will axe the program and then you will blame the fans because of it. But we fucking told you first. We told you the problems with the show. We told you the dangers of what you're doing to the show would literally end up with. There are plenty of good women who are playing very good roles, action roles, you know, and stuff like that. Supergirl, I like that. I also like Laura Croft and etc. There's plenty of action girls in TV. There's hundreds of them. I mean, I remember seeing Buffy the Vampire and all that was like 20 odd years ago, and they're still saying there's not enough women in good roles. Well, if you keep on turning every single man's role into a woman, you're going to have a lot of problems in the end, because you're going to disgruntle a lot of fans, and rightfully so. Do I think Doctor Who will last? Well, it's lasted this long, hasn't it? It's 54 years since it's been on programme, and it will reach the 100th anniversary, but I fear that the 100th anniversary will be a woman. Again, I think that will happen. Maybe a transvestite who's also in a wheelchair and a midget as well. That's more likely. Or maybe it'll be a split regeneration. I should imagine the best line for that to be will be a doctor to turn back into the first Doctor, because he said that one day I will return. Maybe they could use that as a way for him to influence this future generation somewhere down the line to turn back into that first Doctor. Can the Doctor regenerate back into himself? Well, we've seen it once when the Dalek hit him in, I think it was Journey's End, when he turned back into himself. So it can be done, but it's very difficult. What do I think is going to be the future of Doctor Who, though? I mean, where do I think this is going? I think we're in a dark period. I think I would class this as the Valyard invasion of the TARDIS. And I think it's up to the old fans to try to keep the Doctor Who alive by making sure that they don't put too much toxicity into this program. I mean, we succeeded last time when we said stop fucking hitting the Doctor all the time. Stop punching him in the fucking face. Stop treating him like a fucking prat, because you are making him a very stupid Doctor. You're making the Doctor dumb. You're making it dumb so you can build somebody fucking else up, and it looks fucking bad. And this is not what Doctor Who is about. The Doctor Who is not about building somebody up by putting somebody fucking else down. Now, it could work out pretty well if the lines are few and far between. But, you know, us all the viewers, our problems seem to stem from the fact that we're worried that because of the politics, they're going to use it to just try to convince the population of stupid shit in the programme. And they don't realise what the Doctor Who community actually fucking is. They don't realise who's involved in this community, which is a lot of intelligent people. And they can see through this fucking bullshit. Don't forget, the Doctor Who community is also connected to the gaming industry when we're dealing with feminazis. Yeah? And you remember what fucking happened there. So be very careful when you try to invade the TARDIS. You may have succeeded in getting into the TARDIS. Good luck getting out. That's what I can say. Good luck getting out. Now, I don't know if they can generally now turn the Doctor back into a man, because it'll be a downgrade. And because of that, if they have an extra Doctor who's also a woman, it will completely destroy the show, because they're looking forward to the Doctor being a Doctor, not the Doctor being an ideology. I mean, some people might wait it out. I'll be one of them. I'll wait it out, and I may watch the show still, but I'll be disgruntled by watching it. It would have to be very good for me to like it, and they would have to keep the political jargon to an absolute fucking minimum. I got bored last year because of this. The worst season was when the Doctor was getting punched in the face repeatedly. If this continues to happen, you're going to lose all your fans. And the only people who will be left are the toxic shit that made you do this in the first place. You're not going to sell any merchandise anymore. You're not going to make billions on this program, and it's going to end. Simple as. There are plenty of other things on TV to watch, and Doctor Who can always come back at a later date. But unfortunately, I think a choice has been made which could damage the show, and I think they've given up to the pandering of the left. I really believe this is actually a premeditated plan to get their toxic shit out into the world. That's what I think. This is what I'm saying. It's nothing to do with her being a woman. It's just because by being a woman, she can do it much more effectively. Anyway, it's been a long video. The quality is a little bit different, a bit scratchy. I like it like that. I have to keep my identity a secret, you see, because if I don't, I'll get feminazis trying to murder me probably after watching this video. You know, the Doctor Who fans who are not really Doctor Who fans, they're just Doctor Who fan because I just heard a woman's playing it now. Yeah, they'll all be fucking coming after me next. But as I said, you know, real fans of the show care about the show. People who are not fans of the show don't. They don't care where the show is going. They don't give a fuck about what happens to it. And they've never watched it. They have opinions on it, but they've never watched it. Tells you a lot, doesn't it? Anyway, thank you for watching. Goodbye for now. See you later. Bye-bye.